Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett again from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live. And today is September 24th, Tuesday, 2019. And we are having kind of a crazy day. We are again in the last hour of the trading day. As I mentioned each day, I believe the closing prices of the day are the most valid prices of the day. And that is because during the middle of the day, you have day traders, you have algorithms moving the prices around. And then in the last hour of the day, the big boys come in, the large financial institutions, the market makers, and they come in and move the prices to what they agree upon is the closing price. And I believe that is the most valid price of the day and therefore the best price to make my buying and selling decisions from. So yeah, we're having a kind of a crazy rocky day today. Currently the Dow's down 162, down zero point 0.6. The NASDAQ really getting beat up today. It's down 117 points, down 1.44%. And the S&P is down 26.25, 0.88. So we had some impeachment news today, and that's really what beat the market up. So anyway, all in all, thankfully not doing too bad on this end, but there's kind of a lot of carnage out there. So there may be some possibilities for us at the end of the day. There may be some opportunities. So let me just make sure everybody can hear me okay. Hey, looks like John's here. Hey, John, loud and clear. That's awesome. Good to see you, John. Thank you as always for coming. Hey, Marco, what's going on? How you doing? Thank you so much for coming by today. So, all right. Well, the plan for today, everybody, as usual, first of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. We're going to come back. We're going to go through all my current positions. We're going to talk about why I bought them, or excuse me, when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them moving forward, either to the upside or to the downside. After that, we're going to do a few minutes on trader psychology. As I mentioned each day, trader psychology, in my opinion, is the most important skill and or indicator that you can acquire on the road to being a long-term profitable trader. And it is a must. You have to have discipline and you have to have control of your emotions. Otherwise, you're going to make bad decisions. You're not going to follow your trading plan. And, you've heard me say this before, but I think it all revolves back and ties back into position size. Because the bigger the position, the more emotions, the more lost the word there. Undisciplined you're going to be, the more emotions you have, the more impulsive you're going to be, and basically you're just not going to follow your trading plan either to the upside or the downside if the position size you have is causing you too much emotion. So a quick fix, everybody, if you're having an issue with emotions, is reduce your position size. It's like turning the volume down, right? It's easier to be in a room when the volume's not cranked up. You can think more clearly. So we're going to do a few minutes on trader psychology. Then we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at go through my watch list. We're going to go through each stock one by one. We're going to look at support resistance levels. We're going to look at indicators such as moving averages, RSI, MACDs, previous bottoms, previous tops, maybe look for some bullish or bearish divergences. The way that I look at trading is if you want to buy a stock and you want that stock price to go up, you should be in the company of other buyers. And that's how I look at indicators. I look at each indicator as a group of buyers. And if I can get some kind of setup where I have one, two, three, four indicators lining up, well then, to me, that is like 2, 3, 4 different groups of buyers coming in. And if you want something to go up, the best thing you can do is be in the group of as many buyers as possible. So we're going to go down, we're going to look through, we're going to see if there's any particular setups at the end of the day. And if there is, I'm going to go ahead and enter a position right near the close of the day. If not, then that's fine too, because there are three kind of positions. There's long, short, and in cash or flat. All three of them are valid positions. So that's the plan. And then at the end of the day, if you have any comments or if you have any questions for me, anything I discussed today, if I wasn't clear, please let me know and I'll do my best to clarify it. If you have any general trading questions, technical questions, if you have any psychological trading questions, you know, if you find yourself doing something over and over and over, you just can't stop, you know, if you feel free, put it in the chat and I'm happy to discuss it. So, all right, well, that is the plan for today. So if you guys could just hold tight, I will be back in about 40 seconds. Let's get this disclaimer out of the way. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. All right. So, okay. So Gamer Squad's here. Hey, how's it going, Gamer Squad? Thank you for coming by. Always appreciate it. Anthony, what's going on? Hola, checking in. Awesome. Good to see you, Anthony. Anthony and I had a good lesson last night. You did really well. I tried to fire some curveballs at him at the end of the day, and I just couldn't get any to hit. He deflected all my curveballs. He knew the answers to everything. So good job, Anthony. Jesse's here. Hello, sir. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it. And Jesse, if you have any questions today at all, please let me know. Max B. Hey, Max. Good to see you. Haven't seen you a bit. Max B said, was very lucky today. Got out of puts on ES, which is the SPY, at 29.60 and market bounced. I don't trust this market to go either direction for long. Yeah, I don't disagree. It's been pretty crazy lately. It's hard to stay up, hard to stay down. Hey, Steve Burns, good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Thank you for coming by. Always an honor to have you here. You know, I'm always excited to have you here. Makes me bring my A game, which I try to bring every day anyway, but it's great to see you. I hope you're doing well, and thank you so much. And Anthony says a lot of places to get out today. Yep, there's a few for sure. No doubt. We're going to have to get the roundup out today and get rid of a couple positions and keep our garden free of weeds. Steve Burns says bear attack. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we were up earlier and then really came down, didn't it? So we're down 152 points right now. All right, so let's get to it. We're going to go through my current positions. I did get an update from Trade Navigator. I think we're going to have the charts, or the majority of the chart symbols going to be working tomorrow. And I'm so glad, you know, thank God for Schwab that I have, you know, this backups for Schwab and they've worked, but I'm just so used to Trade Navigator, so I'm really looking forward to that. All right, so I did buy DDM. DDM is the double leverage Dow. I did buy it back on the 26th of August. I bought it because the previous day we closed under the 200 day. The day that I bought it, we closed back over. This is a good back tested long-term profitable approach to trading DDM. Basically staying out when you're under the 200 day, staying in as long as you're above the 200 day. So this is a mechanical system for me. I'm going to stay in this as long as it's over the 200 day. As you know, I do like to scale out of my position, partial positions, as it moves up a certain amount each day. And so, you know, we had this really big, strong run here. I got out of about 70% of my positions, and we've kind of moved sidewards and moving down. But going forward, one of two things can happen. It's either going to continue back up, I'm going to hit some profit targets until I'm completely out of the position, or because it's a mechanical trade, I will hold the balance of the shares, the 30%, all the way back down until it closes under the 200. Today, Let's take a look at the working chart. I was lucky enough to hit one profit target up here today near the very, very top right at the open. So I'm very thankful for that. I think I got out of about 15% of the left of the positions that I have right at the top. So I'm very, very thankful for that. That's one of the reasons, that I really do like scaling out. Because if I scale out and then it goes higher, I'm still happy. If it gaps up or it goes up high and reverses, I'm also very happy that I got out at a better price. So anyway, that is the plan with DDM. This has been a really good trade, but going forward, I will scale out if it continues to go my way till I'm just literally out of shares or close back below the 200-day, which is way down here. All right, gold. So I did buy gold yesterday at 143.75 GLD. I bought this because of the 520 EMA cross. That is a good back-tested long-term approach to trading gold. And this is another mechanical system. So as long as it moves in my direction, in my favor, I will scale out, scale out, scale out until I'm out of shares. Or conversely, the 5 EMA crosses under the 20 EMA. So let's take a look at the gold chart. Here, I did hit one profit target today, so I did take off roughly 12% of the current position that I had, of what I had that I bought yesterday. So bought it here at this blue line and did hit one profit target today. So this one's pretty easy trade. I took it because of the 520 EMA crossover. I will stay in it, phase out until I'm out of shares if it continues to the upside, or if the 5 crosses back below the 20, that will be my exit. It's a mechanical trade, so I have no discretion. If I see a bar that I don't like or reversal, something like that, I don't get out because it's mechanical. I just play it through till either one of two different things happen. All right, here's our big stinker on the day. This is IBB. I did buy IBB back here on the 16th of September. I bought it because of the 530 EMA cross. This is a good back-tested approach, profitable back-tested approach to trading IBB. Over the long term, it is profitable. This particular trade did not go our way, right? You can see we bought right here. It did go up a little bit, and then today it just dumped. So right now we're going to have to watch this. The 30 EMA is 104.05, and right now we are 104.01. So if this closes here today, the 5 being under the 30, I will go ahead and just lock in this profit. On the bright side, and it's always important to look on the bright side, everybody, because you cannot control anything in the market. I only bought a half position here because we were under the 200. So, let's be thankful for little things that I didn't take a full position, that I only took a half position here. Still no fun to lose, especially on a big bar like this. It's down 2%. Looks like it's down more than 2%. This bar looks really gnarly, but it is down 2.12%. But currently, the 5-day 104 is under the 30 104.05. So this will be my exit to sell IBB if the 5 EMA crosses under the 5 EMA crosses under the 30 EMA. Okay, so I think that other chart there, well, I'll show you that. Apologize. Hopefully tomorrow we won't have this issue anymore. I think this is a partial chart today. It is, but I did buy Johnson & Johnson back here on the 18th of September. I bought it because we had this really nice higher low V1. Here's day 1, day 2 washes out day 1, closes above day 1, also closed above the 50 RSI, closed above these moving average, and it was a higher low. Higher low means we had a lower low here, people bought here, rallied up here. Once it stalled out, they sold. Sellers took back control of the market, but then the buyers took back control of the market, and that's why we got in. But the thing that's so important with higher lows, guys, is that the people bought here, They sold here, they sold into this, and then new buyers came in to bring it back up. So going forward, the people that bought here, sold here, these sellers are out of the equation. That's one whole group of sellers that we don't have to worry about anymore. We already overcame them on this day, and it has moved up nicely since we bought it here at 130.34. Today I did hit one profit target. This is the working charts here. I did hit one profit target here right near the high. Now, this is a discretionary trade. This is not a mechanical trade. So, Anthony, if you're listening, this is what we talked about last night. We have to make a decision here on whether or not I'm going to go ahead and lock in this profit. Now, we didn't hit the 70 RSI to the upside, but we did see the V1 to the downside. Here is day one. Day two washes out the high of day one, and currently it looks like it's going to close below day one's close. I mean, we'll see. We'll wait and see. And it also closed back into the channel, which is not really great either. Not a lot of volume today. MACD is still positive. So I think what I'm going to do is if this does close below yesterday's close and confirm a V1, let's see, the close there was 131.74. That was yesterday's close. So if we close under 131.74, I think I'm going to go ahead and just lock this in. And there's really no right or wrong decision here. You know, you could be using the 5-day EMA as your trailing stop. You could be using a close below the previous day's low, or you can look at the price action here. The way I look at this and say, okay, we went above the 1 ATR. We rejected it. We came back down. Likely we're going to close under yesterday's low. That would be a valid B1. And we also rejected this previous high. We broke out and came back in. So Johnson & Johnson is just one of these that I'm going to have to make a end of day decision on, but there isn't really no right or wrong decision here. But I don't like the price action of what this has done. So I'll just have to watch that at the end of the day and very possibly get out of that for profit, thankfully. All right, the Qs. So I did buy the Qs back here on the 4th of September. I bought it because the 5 EMA crossed over the 20 EMA. Again, this is another mechanical approach of staying in as long as the 5 EMA is above the 20 EMA. Bought it here, 188.30. Did move up nicely at some points here. I was able to scale out at higher prices up here, which I'm really glad, especially after today's bar. Actually hit one profit target today within a penny of the high. So I was able to scale out some more there, which of course I'm very happy and grateful for. We are going to have to watch this today because the 5 currently is at 190.22. Excuse me, the 5 is at 190.31. The 20 is at 190.22. So currently the 5 is still holding above the 20. So if at the end of the day it holds above the 20, because it is a mechanical approach and this is my plan, I will keep this as long as the 5 EMA closes above the 20. If it closes underneath, like we just looked over on IBB, I will get out. So I'm going to have to watch the Qs and the IBB at the end of the day very closely. But very, very glad I took some chips off the table here at the top today. Ecstatic about that. And as you can see, you know, currently we are, let's see. Currently, we're underwater on the trade, about 35 cents. But this will end up being a profitable trade because I phased out at these higher levels, right? So again, that's another reason why I like phasing. So I'm going to have to watch this one very, very closely at the end of the day. Okay, SPY. So in case we have some new viewers, I just want to go over this quickly, but I do buy the SPY each day at the end of the day. I do it every single day, regardless of the technical levels. And why would I do such a crazy thing? Well, this is based upon some quantified data, back-tested data. This is from Liz Ann Saunders. at Bespoke Invest on Twitter, but there's two options here. Option number one is you could buy the SPY at the open each day and sell it at the close. So you'd buy at the open, sell at the close, buy at the open, sell at the close every day. If you did that from 1993 up until January 2019, you would have actually lost 13.9%. But if you did the opposite, which is what I do, instead of buying at the open, selling at the close, I buy at the close each day, sell the next morning each day. So buy at the close, sell the next morning, buy the close, sell the next morning. If you would have used this approach, which is what I use, you'd have returned 634.2%. So what does this mean? This really means that all the gains in the S&P 500 since 1993 have been from people bidding it up in the after hours and bidding it up in the pre-market. The gains did not come from the morning till the afternoon. You know, it's very important information. So past performance, no guarantee of future results, obviously. But, you know, the track record is pretty good. The blue line's the buy in the afternoon, sell in the morning. The orange line's the buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon. And you can see there is a clear difference. And I like this chart because what this chart shows is the random movement but upward drift of a methodology or a trading approach that has an edge. This certainly has an edge. Over time, the edge has played out. In between, there's some bumpy times, ups and downs, but that's just completely normal. So just because you start using an approach, a backtest approach, it doesn't start working, doesn't mean anything. It's just random. But you know, you have to take the long-term approach to trading so that you can let the edge play out. So with that being said, I did buy the SPY yesterday at 298.21 at the close. I did sell it this morning at 299.41. So if we go over to here, you can see I bought right here yesterday at the close and sold right near the top. And thankfully I did because this big down move. So anyway, I really like this approach. It's very simple. And I will be buying this again at the end of the day, but very grateful that, you know, on a day like today had a nice overnight gap. All right, what do we have left? All right, SSO. This is another back-tested approach, mechanical approach. I've never had so many mechanical trades on at one time and so few individual stock trades. I did buy the SSO back on the 6th of September. I bought it when the 10 EMA crossed over the 50 EMA. This is a good, again, long-term back-tested quantified approach to trading the SSO. I did only buy a half a position up here. I didn't like how high it was. I didn't like that it was in or below the value zone. You know, we did have some moves up. I did phase out of some up here at higher levels, profitable levels. Today, oh, I'm so glad. I think I don't have to use this chart tomorrow. Today, big down day. The 10 is still above the 50. This is a longer term approach, so I still have to stay in this. But very glad again that I only bought a half position, and I'm also grateful that I did scale out at some higher levels here. So that is what we have going today. Oops. Too many charts, everybody, too many charts. Okay. So let me check in there. Frank is here. How you doing, Frank? Hello, Greg. Happy to be in IAU up 1.76. Still mostly cash. That is awesome. Good for you, Frank. I'm glad you're in there too, and I'm glad you're having a good day. It's always nice to have a good day, especially when the market's down. I think cash is a pretty good place to be. Hey, Dr. Jorgensen is here. Dr. J. Dr. Jorgensen was traveling in Pakistan for the last month or so on his motorcycle. Glad to have you back, Bruce. Missed having you here. Dr. Jorgensen says, Trumpy appears to be in trouble. Impeachment is around the corner, according to Pelosi. Market probably won't like that uncertainty. You are correct. 100% correct. The market never likes uncertainty. It's political drama. I don't know. All we can do, everybody, is just, stick to our plans, be patient, wait for our setups, take them, win or lose, stay in if we're winning, get out quickly if we're losing, and don't trade headlines, trade the market action. Anthony said, I missed gold. Yeah, I know you did miss gold yesterday, unfortunately. Darn it. Hey, Murat's here. Good to see you, Murat. Thank you for sending me that chart. Murat had a really great trade. I'm gonna share that with everybody at the end of the day. All right, so let's take a look here. So listen, this is the time of the day that I like to do a little bit on trader psychology. As you all know, I'm obsessed with trader psychology, and I'm obsessed with it because it is so important to manage your emotions, trade your plan, all the stuff that I talk about. But listen, this is from Zig Ziglar, right? Zig has some good words, and I saw this, and in regards to trading, this means a lot. Look, rock bottom will teach you lessons that mountaintops never will, right? You learn a lot of lessons when you're in the bottom compared to, you don't learn a lot of lessons at the top. But in regards to trading, everybody, listen, I have been there. In my 20s, I hit trading rock bottom. Hate to say it, but it's true. Boy, did I lose a lot of money. I was the lucky owner of WorldCom and Enron. Pretty good picks, right? I was in my 20s. I had a lot of money. I had no fear. I had succeeded at everything in my life prior to that. Then I got into trading, and boy, did I get taught a lesson. So the takeaway here is you can either learn from people that have been there and done that, have experience, have hit rock bottom. They will tell you good advice. They will give you good advice. But if you do not listen to it, the only way you're going to learn it is if you have to go through it yourself, right? And then when you hit rock bottom, then you will learn the trading lessons. And what are those trading lessons? Position size small. Get out of your losses quickly. Let your winners run. Don't have too many correlated positions. Don't have an idea about a stock. And this is very important. If you grew up thinking GE, this is GE, man. I mean, they're the biggest and the greatest, and they're always going to be around. And you have, you hear the sound of their name, and you think, well, it's low, but it's GE. It can't go any lower than that, right? Well, that is what I had with Enron and WorldCom. But of course, we say Enron and WorldCom right now doesn't evoke such a sense of security and largeness that it did back then, right? So no matter what the company, if it is going down, if the price action is bad, if it's losing its levels, don't talk yourself into, well, this is so-and-so company, right? Like Netflix. It's Netflix. It can't go down anymore. Yeah, it can. Today's Netflix may be tomorrow's Enron's. You never know. So the takeaway here is, if you position size too large, you hold on to stocks because you think they're a good name and it can't go down any further, things change, right? And they can. So learn this from me. Learn this from other traders who have gone through it. I do not want you guys to go through this, and it's avoidable. But sometimes, younger traders, they think they know it all. Well, they don't. And once they go through this, once they hit rock bottom, they will start learning things. It's the same with drug and alcohol and addiction, any substance abuse. You always hear people have to go through rock bottom before they want to change. And it is the same with trading, everybody. So I hope this is helpful. The takeaway here is learn lessons from people that have done it. There's a lot of cliches out there. Don't fight the Fed, keep your losses small, let your winners run. They're all true. So listen to them and don't go through this and learn from other people's mistakes. All right. I hope that helps. Thanks, Zig. Appreciate it. Zig always has good information. All right. Frank says, would love your thoughts on FND. All right, well, let's take a look at that real quick. Is this yesterday's chart? Yeah, this is yesterday's chart. Well, it's having a really nice day on a horrible day like this, right? Well, I mean, look, it's strong. It broke out of all these ranges here, broke out of this range up here. Currently, we are at a 64.46 RSI. I mean, it's very healthy. It's very strong. You know, would I buy this as a trade the way I trade? I couldn't buy it here. It's too high for me. 64.26 doesn't mean that it, you know, can't go up. More than likely, this is going to go up than down. But for me, it doesn't provide a good risk to reward ratio at these RSI levels. And we're at a 64.27 RSI already. Earlier, we probably got close to 68 RSI or 67 RSI here. You know, yes, it's a very strong. If I was interested in this, I'd like to see it come back into the value zone. Any big moves up, you know, totally normal to have dips, just like here, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we had a dip back in the value zone. But I like to buy dips. I don't like to buy breakouts, especially at these levels. So I hope that helps, Frank. Do you have it? I hope you have it. I hope you had it back here. All right. Well, let's get to the charts, go through, see what's happening, see if there's anything today. All right, let's start with Apple. Well, Apple is holding in there. Well, Apple is holding in there pretty well, actually. It's only down 0.42%, which for today seems like it's up. We are back into the value zone. Just like what I was talking about with Frank's position there, you know, you do have big moves up, tag the third ATR channel, moving back into the value zone, is holding here, you know, is holding support at this level. What I'd like to see on Apple now is, now that we're in the value zone, you know, there's three criteria on these dips, right? You have to make a higher high. You have to come back into the value zone. You have to move sideways. Well, it did make a higher high. It is back in the value zone. It is moving sideways. Now I need a V1 or a V2. I need to stab down, reversal back up to get me back up into Apple. But the relative strength of Apple is quite strong, which is good. Definitely good. I mean, it's not down much today. But nothing on Apple today. We're down 190 points now. Adobe. So Adobe currently right now, we're at a 36.61 RSI. We are getting close to the 200-day moving average. So, you know, we're starting to get into that kind of sweet spot, which offers a good risk to reward. So how would I trade Adobe? What I'd really like to see on Adobe is I'd like to see it go below the 200-day, below the 30 RSI, and then close back up. Test those levels, test those dangerous levels, see buyers come in, move it back up. That's where I would be interested in Adobe. So it's getting close. It's not quite there enough for me yet. So, you know, let's be patient. Let the trade come to us. You know, I think after a day like today, very likely we could have some follow through tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know. We could go rocketing up tomorrow, but all I can do is make a plan. But, you know, close under the 200-day, a close under the 30 RSI and back over is where I would be looking for Adobe. Okay, so AGQ. AGQ did have a valid entry yesterday. It had the 5 EMA crossing over the 20 EMA. I decided to pass on this yesterday, just because it was a little high. It was getting close to the second ATR. And also gold triggered, which we have, and I didn't want to have too much correlation. I wanted to be a little conservative. But right now, you know, if you'd bought the 520 EMA, you know, you're down slightly, not too bad today. And, you know, off of its lows, and looks like it's closing at its highs here. So if it comes back into the value zone, I get some kind of V1, V2 while it's still under the 520 cross, that will be a good time for me to enter it. If it just continues to move up, then I just miss it, and that's just how it goes. AMD, whew, I'm glad I didn't take AMD yesterday. If you guys remember, we did have a nice V2 here, but we made a lower high. And so when I have a lower high, I need to wash out that previous low before I can get back in. Well, we've washed it out today, that's for sure. So nothing on AMD today. Amazon, boy, big day. You know, we went under the 200 yesterday. We closed back over the 200, which is healthy and good. But we just ran into a monster today. So right now it's at a 34.84 RSI. I would be very interested in buying Amazon if we could close under 30 and back over 30. That is what I would be looking for on Amazon at this moment. Boeing has had this nice move up, as with a lot of these stocks that have had these big rallies. I'm waiting for them to come back into the value zone. Higher high, back into the value zone, move sideways, show that it's run out of sellers, have an attempted move down and reverse back up. That is how I buy V1s, V2s on these return to value trades, but nothing there quite yet. Baba, whew, big day down on Baba. I was waiting for it to come into the value zone, which it did, but now I needed to move sideways. Well, it did not move sideways. It had a whole nother group of sellers down here. It looks like we're going to lose the 50 RSI. Nothing I can do with Baba here. I might be interested in Baba if we go below the 200 and close back above. Caterpillar, again, we had this nice move up, got up to the third ATR channel, nice orderly move down. We did have a V1 yesterday. Here's day one, here's day two washed out, day one and closed above. I didn't buy it though because one of my criteria was missing, and that criteria is coming into the values, make higher high, come into the value zone, yes, check, check, but we had no sidewards movement. So now what I'd like to see this stay in the value zone, move sideways, have some kind of attempt down that reverses back up with the V1 and V2. But I do like the big picture setup here, but I just don't have a couple of my criteria, which in the criteria is moving sidewards and having a V1, V2. DBC, same thing. Had this big move up. We're in the value zone. I needed to move sideways, look for a V1, V2. DDM thankfully we hit one profit target today before this big downward move. Mechanical trade, staying in this as long as it stays above the 200-day moving average, phasing out until I'm out of shares or a close below the 200. Disney, V1 to the downside in case anyone's keeping track. Gapped up, reversed under. Currently we're at a 37.32 RSI. Nothing here yet. I would like to get into Disney, but I would like to get in right about down here, somewhere in this confluence of the third ATR channel. This is always a good location. You can see right here, that's exactly where it bounced. But now if we have this confluence of a 30 RSI and the 200-day right about here, that would be perfection. So that does look like the spot I would like to buy, but it's not there. So I just sit on my hands until that happens, if that happens. So Etsy did get rejected by the 200-day moving average here. Back into the value zone. With Etsy, we did make a higher high, come back into the value zone. Checkbox number one, checkbox number two. Need to stabilize, move sidewards for a few days. That's checkbox number three, and then look for some type of V1 or V2 back up. So nothing on Etsy today. Ford, nothing on Ford. Man, look at Facebook, everybody. Facebook's down 3% today. Currently, we are at a 40 RSI, so nothing quite there. We're in no man's land. We're in buyer strike mode. There will most likely be some buyers that come in here at the 200-day moving average, at this confluence of the 200 and the third ATR channel and a 30 RSI. Right here is where I would be looking to buy Facebook. As a matter of fact, this is the kind of trade that I would probably write an option on. I'd probably write an option down to here. If it stays above there by the end of the contract period, I would keep all the premium. If it did get down there, go below, I would be required to buy it down there. But I really do like that confluence. It's going to put us at about a 30 RSI, third ATR channel, and a 200-day moving average. So that seems like a pretty good sweet spot, but nothing on Facebook today. 5 below. This is looking pretty good, not for today, but we did make a higher high. We did come back into the value zone. We are certainly moving sideways. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Now I am just looking for a V1 down and close back up the previous day's close. I was looking at buying this yesterday based upon that, but yesterday did close below day one's close, so I didn't buy it, thankfully. But this is a good structure. Make a higher high. Nice orderly move, down move, some profit target, moving sideways, definitely moving sideways. I just need to see an attempt to go down, reversal back up. I would definitely buy 5, but not today. Gold, of course, we bought that yesterday here at the blue line with the 520 EMA, did hit one profit target today. Mechanical system, so phase out until I'm out of shares to the upside, or get out when the 5 EMA crosses back below the 20. Google, big down day. Breakout to new high there, reversal back down, V1 to the downside, bearish engulfing bar. What are we at? We're at a 52.90 RSI. It's good, at least it's holding the 50 RSI. But again, like with everything else, made a new high, come into the value zone, need to see it move sideways, look for a V1, V2 backup, or a crossover. Goldman Sachs, hanging out in the value zone for a couple days, but it lost its sidewards movement. You know, on Goldman Sachs, we're at a 45.64 RSI. Right down here is where I would be looking to Goldman Sachs. And you might say, that seems like it's a long ways away. It may never get there. It may never. But if it does, that is a good place because you'll have a confluence of a 30 RSI, you'll have a confluence of a third ATR channel, and you'll have a confluence of the 200-day. So right down here, you know, this is not impulsive, right? I'm very calm. I'm not going to take this trade today. So my analysis, you know, is good right here, right? I'm not wanting something to happen. I'm just saying right now, when everything's calm, cool, and collective, that this is the area to be looking for. So if it does get down in this area, has some decent price action, I will buy it. Intel. Well, Intel is interesting. I'm not going to buy it here, but you know, we had this previous high here. We gapped up. We held. We should find some support in this area, which is exactly what's happening right now. We have the 200-day moving average. We have the 50. We have the -1 ATR channel. So, you know, we may break back down through that, but in order for me to get interested in Intel, interesting that you have the 200-day within the 1 and the -1 ATR channels. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. Obviously, it's happening right here. If we had a close below the 200 back over, because it's right here inside the value zone, I would be interested in this, but not today. IWM, nice move back up, back into the value zone. If we could move sidewards here under the 200 back over, I would probably take this because this is still under a 1050 SMA cross, which is good. It's a very good back tested system, but when it crossed, it was way too high for me to take. But right here, right now, because we're still under the cross, the 10 is still above the 50. If we close below the 200 and back over, I would probably take this trade. Where normally I wouldn't take this trade, but because we're under the crossover, I would take the trade. IBB, of course, we have this. This dumped on us today. Gonna be getting out of this today. I better check over here on the other chart. Again, if the 5 crosses under, nope, sorry, 530. If the 5 crosses under the 30 EMA, I will get out. Right now, the 5 is 103.93. The 30 is 104.04. So at the end of the day, very likely I'm going to be getting out of the IBB today on this particular trade. Johnson & Johnson, this is the one that I have to make the game time decision on. We didn't close below the previous day's low, but looks like we're having a V1 to the downside. We did reject the 1 ATR channel, which is not good. We have currently rejected this previous high. So if today closes above this previous high, doesn't trigger the V1, I'll keep it. Otherwise, I'll be getting out. All right. I better hustle here because we've got a lot of end of day stuff to do. Nothing on Coca-Cola. Lockheed Martin, nothing on Lockheed Martin yet. MA moving sideways, nothing there. Altria down 7 cents, so holding up pretty well today. Merck, nothing on Merck. Oy vey. Look at that, everybody. Nasty. But we did make a higher high. We're in the value zone. If we could mellow out here, have the bars narrow, move sideways, show some consolidation, show that, you know, the sellers are drawing up, and then have a V1 or a V2, I would be interested. But nothing on Microsoft today. Netflix. No bueno. No bueno. What are we at right now? We're at a 2372 RSI. If you would have held this and just held on and helped and hoped and hoped and said it's Netflix, it's not going out of business, you might have done that over at 300. Now we're at 253, so nothing on Netflix. Nike, nothing there. Philip Morris up nicely today. Up nicely today. PayPal, we are under the 200-day moving average. So, you know, going forward here, if we could close back above the 200 in coming days, I might be interested. Qs, this is one I have to watch right now. The 5 is the 190.20. It's 2 cents over the 20. So it's holding by 2 cents, but I have to watch this. So if the 5, you know, a little bit more down move, it will take the 5 back under the 20, and I'll have to get out. Snap, V1 to the downside, nothing there. SPY, thankfully we got out there at the open. Be buying that again at the end of the day. I do like Square today, guys, and I'll tell you why. We are at a 32.15 RSI. We went under 30, back over 30. We tested this previous low, went under the previous low, back over the previous low, tested the second ATR channel, over. MACD is positive, and more importantly, we're up 28 cents today. So the relative strength is really good. This is under the 200-day, so I will be buying this today. I will be buying this because we went under the 30, over the 30. We went under this previous low range, back over. And this is one hell of a V1, right? That's a super V1. That's a massive V1. So, and again, it's up today on such a big down day. So I will be buying Square, half a position for sure at the end of the day. SSO, we have that crossover, nothing there. TLT rallying strong, nothing there. Tesla, big down day, nothing on Tesla. Twitter, Twitter's down 4.64% today, so it moves sideways. Usually when you move sideways, you're going to break big one way or the other, and this did break to the bottom. So where would I be interested in Twitter? Probably down about here. 30 RSI, 100-day moving average, that would be a sweet spot. All right, UNG, nothing there. UNH, nothing there. Oil, down, nothing there. Dollar, moving sideways. VIX, yes, definitely up today on a day like today. Verizon has been holding pretty strong, but it's a defensive stock. Not surprising. Walmart up today. Interesting. Just too high of a level here for me. XLE. Nothing. XLF. Nice move up down into the value zone. Like to see this move sideways. Look for V1, V2, but nothing quite there today. XLRE moving sidewards. Nothing there. Utilities probably up today. Yes, they are up. XLV, big down, and XPH. All right, so I will be buying this. I will be buying Square today. Again, under 30, back over 30. Went under the previous range, closed back above, so it's a false breakout to the downside. MACD is very close to being positive here. And really one nice V1 here. So I will be buying 1/2 position at the end of the day. Now, the Qs. How are we doing on the Qs? Right now, 109.22, sorry, 109.31 to 109.22. I think the Qs are going to hold. I think the 520 is going to hold. So it looks like I will be keeping the Qs. IBB, currently the 5 is, oh, sorry. Currently the 5 is 103.97 and the 30 is 104.04. So it does look like I will be selling IBB today unless we have some crazy rally. So most important thing to watch at the moment is IBB, and then Johnson & Johnson is another. Let's see. $131.75. 131.75. That number is the high of the previous day's range, of this previous range over here, and then the close there was 131.74. Oh yeah, so let's call it 131.74. So if we close below 131.74, which we are under now, I will go ahead just lock in the profits on J&J. All right, so just to recap, IBB looks like we're going to be getting at IBB almost certainly. Let's just do another little double check on it. 103.94 compared to 104.04. Yeah, it looks very, very likely. Johnson & Johnson we have to watch here. Oh, now it went back positive, so we might be able to keep it. And then we're buying Square. I'm buying Square for sure. All right. And S&P, overnight S&P, but I already have that order in. All right. Johnson & Johnson looks like it might close above there. And again, the reason that I'm using 131.74 is yesterday's close is 131.74. If we close under that, we'll confirm a V1 to the downside. Oh, now it went negative again. So All right, we'll just wait and see. We'll wait and see. All right. I see everybody's comments, questions, and I will definitely get through. I will definitely start in them, but I don't want to get rolling on that and then have the market catch me by surprise at the very end. So just hang tight, and I will definitely get to those. All right, I'm going to clear out IBB because I might have some things right at the very end, and I have to do 2 or 3 things. This is almost certainly going to close under, so I'm going to get out of that.
Order filled.
Okay, IBB is gone there, and then over here.
Order filled.
All right, good. So let me get Johnson & Johnson queued up. See where that closes. And then I already have an order in to buy Square. All right, so IBB is gone. QQQ was one other thing we had to look at, wasn't it? 109.25, 109.19. So it does, to me, it does look like the 5 EMA, 20 EMA Qs are going to stay. All right, so really, J&J is my only last minute move I have to make here. All right, we have 2 minutes. Boy, what a day. So now the Dow's down only 128. So we are having some buying coming into the end of the day, which is definitely good. All right, so we have a minute and a half. I'm just waiting for Johnson & Johnson to see if it closes below 131.74. Okay, we have 1 minute. And then after the market closes, guys, I will get your comments and questions. If you have any questions, just type them in and I'll get to all of them just as soon as we close. All right, so Johnson & Johnson does not look like it's going to do what we need it to do. All right, we have 20 seconds. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sell
Order
it.
partially filled.
All right, so we locked
Order
in
filled.
Johnson & Johnson.
Order partially filled.
It was a profit. Glad
Order
to have
filled.
that. So, all right, got rid of IBB.
Order filled.
Kept the Qs.
Order cancelled.
All right, so we bought 1/2 position of Square.
Order cancelled.
At 57.45, and then we bought our overnight trade on SPY at 295.87. All right, so that was our overnight trade there, and so we bought this now at 295. Ooh, got a heck of a discount on that one, didn't we? Down there. And then the Qs, square, we got at 57.45.
Order cancelled.
All right, so this doesn't show yesterday's bar. So on square, yeah, I like that. I like that on square. 57. $45. Right now it's 57.81. Okay. All right. Well, that's that. Okay. So, listen, everybody, give me 20 seconds. I have to move my dog around, then we're going to get back to questions and answers. I'll be right back. Okay. Thanks for holding. All right. Hey, listen, real quick, just my quick daily plug. Hope it's okay. I did want to let everybody know that I do offer private one-on-one coaching, teaching, and mentoring lessons in the evening time via Skype. I really do like to teach. I think that the one-on-one live Skype calls are very useful and helpful for a trader. I've had really good success with my clients. They all seem to do real well after the course. And, if you're interested, reach out to me. You can reach out to me by email, or you can reach out to me on Twitter. But generally what happens is, I like to have kind of an interview call first, 30, 40 minutes, just to get to know the person, get to know about what their trading journey is like, what the challenges they're having, what the goals they have, and from that information, if it's a good fit, if both parties feel like it's a good fit, and then we move ahead with the course, I will put together a customized lesson plan based upon the information you gave me. So it's five 2-hour sessions on Skype. It's one-on-one. I think is the best way to learn. So, if you're interested, reach out to me and we can just kind of schedule that interview call. And it's totally free and there's no obligation, anything like that. Trust me. And then if you like today's podcast or live stream or whatever we want to call it, please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you found it helpful, if you're learning something, I really would appreciate it. It helps get the channel out to more people. I do get a lot of emails from people saying, thanks for the channel, and I'm learning a lot, and I've, cut my losses down. And so there are a lot of people out there that need help, everybody. And that's why I started the channel. So, you can help me help them by hitting the thumbs up button. So, okay, there's my plug. Thank you for that. All right, well, let's get to some questions here. See what's happening. Okay, so Frank does have some FND. Good for you, Frank. Glad. Max says, don't know if winner's run is a good approach. Every stock hits zero sooner or later. Take profits at ASAP. Look for excuse to get out, which seems to work much better for me. Yeah, to a point, right? You can't hold on to something forever and ever and ever. But when I say let winners run, let the winners run until the price action tells you that it's not running anymore, right? But if it's going up and it's going up and it's going up and it's not running into resistance, that's when you need to be patient, sit on your hands until the price action turns around the other way to tell you that it's not going up anymore, and then take your profits. Don't just, let winners run with no plan. But I know what you're saying, Max. Max is still struggling with good RR exits, but now when I treat every position as danger, it's much better. I'm glad to hear that, Max, because, I've said that a while back. I am scared of every trade. I know Mark Rogers in Trading in the Zone says don't be scared of your trades. Okay, but I am. And I think it's a positive, because if you go into every trade thinking it's going to be a loser, then you're more likely to get out quickly when you're wrong, right? I mean, I still take the trades. I'm not scared enough not to take them. That would not be productive. But I'm glad to hear you say that. I mean, look what he said. I treat every position as dangerous. It is much better for my P&L, because you're cutting your losses quickly because you're scared of the trade. That's your worldview of the trades, is that they're dangerous and you're scared of them. And I think it's good to have. You still have to take them, but if you think a trade's going to be a loser, you're scared of a trade. If it goes against you, and you get out quickly, that's good. Cutting those losses quickly. Steve Burns says Tesla down huge today. Let's take a look at Tesla. My goodness, 7%. My goodness me. Yes, it is. What's the RSI at? RSI is at 4110. Down here, if we get a 30 RSI here, combination with this previous low, might be interesting. But I don't know. Tesla's a wild one. Tesla's a firecracker. Wow. Okay, Jesse, do you cycle through the major large caps every day to look for your signals criteria, or do you have scan alerts built, or both? It's a good question, Jesse. I basically have the same watch list that I cycle through every day. And, the reason I have these particular stocks in the watch list, there's some leaders, Apple, Amazon, Walt Disney, they're leaders in their industries. They're big caps. I do like to trade mainly large caps because of the liquidity issue, or non-issues of having a lot of liquidity, and the institutional followship of these kinds of stocks. In my opinion, technical analysis works because you have many people looking at the same technical levels and then buying. It's the difference between following Amazon and getting a 30 RSI 200-day convergent or combination confluence on Amazon compared to, I don't know, the Gap or something, because I know a lot of people are watching Amazon. So that is why I do not use scans. I update this list occasionally, add something new, take something off. But in addition to that, Jesse, I like, you start learning the personalities of these stocks as well. If you have a scanner that just kicks out something each day and you've never even seen it before, I don't like that. So, again, just kind of recap, I like to have the leaders, the big monster stocks. This is part of this list. Also, I have the major indexes, and they're large caps because of the liquidity and the attention and the followship that these stocks get from large institutional buyers. And then again, you get to know the stocks a little bit. You see them every single day. So I hope that helps, Jesse. Dr. Jorgensen says, tech stock in same shape as the Cubbies for baseball fans, down. Oh, I haven't been following baseball, so I assume the Cubbies not doing so hot. Dr. Jorgensen says, good hike, nice day in Utah. Yes, it is beautiful. After the show here, I'm going to get out, go hiking today. Frank says, I like to trade like an electrician works with voltage. Ooh. All right. That sounds somewhat dangerous, Frank. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh no, totally opposite. They're very careful, right? They're very careful with the voltage. Right. I think that's what you meant. You're 100% correct. You have a lot of respect. Just like an ocean. Ocean could be nice and balmy and breezy on a nice summer day. But, you know, you have a hurricane, you have some huge waves coming in, then it becomes very, very dangerous. I should know. I was a lifeguard on the beach for 4 years in San Diego when I was a youngster. And it can be very nice or it can be very treacherous, and that is exactly how the market is. So you always have to respect it. All right. Hey, let's take a look at Murrett's trade. Murrett had a great trade here. Let me take a quick look at his email so I can get the notes. All right, so he closed his position here on the 24th of September. He sold it here at 51.30. He bought it back on the 4th of July back here at 41.36. 24% return in 2.5 months. Congratulations. So he bought here, he sold here. I am glad that you did sell it there, Murrett. You know, you had shown me this chart before, and let me see here. Well, oh yeah, I guess I can do it this way. What I didn't like is that we were moving up, and the RSI, even though we were going higher, was going lower, 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 and lower. So this is a RSI divergence, which I didn't like. Also, we got above 70, below 70, and we were getting, you know, we're getting up in this high range. So wonderful trade, 24%, 2.5 months. That's just awesome. So congratulations, Murrett. All right. All right, everybody. If you have any other questions, this is the time to ask them. Last call for questions or comments. Let's quickly see if we had. All right, so the Dow closed down 142. All right, well, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. So we did make 2 entries today. We made our regular overnight SPY trade, and then we made our the SQ, the square trade. Half a trade. We'll see. But there's a big washout here, big reversal, big volume, V1, false breakout to the downside from this previous range, back over under 30, back over 30. So there were a lot of good things going there. And mainly, in addition, we had a positive day. We had an up day today on such a big down day. So huge relative strength. Murat says, thank you. It was double leverage. I actually made 50%. Well, now you're just bragging, Murat. Really? It was double leverage. You made 50%? Unbelievable. That's amazing. Wonderful job. Johnny, what's going on, buddy? Haven't seen you for a while. Glad to see you. Have a great hike. I will review today's show now. Late to the party. Better late than never, Johnny. And good seeing you. All right. So, Johnny, thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. It's good seeing you again. Murat, fantastic trade. Unbelievable. 50%. It's amazing. Frank, good seeing you. Always thank you for your comments. And Dr. Jorgensen, good seeing you. Glad to have you back. Jesse, look forward to speaking with you tomorrow. Hope that helped on your question about the about my watch list. Steve Burns, great seeing you. It's an honor, Steve, to have you here. Thank you so much. I really mean it. And, thanks for everything you do with your books and your teaching and, your mentoring. and what you provide, at your website, newtraderu.com. You provide so many good resources and so much good counseling. Appreciate it. Max, good seeing you. Appreciate you coming back. Anthony, good seeing you. Wonderful job last night on the lessons. You did really great. And I will, can't remember now. Our next appointment. I wrote it down. Now I can't remember where I wrote it down. Hopefully I can find that. Don't want to miss that. Gamer Squad, thanks for coming, my friend. Marco, good to see you. Gamer and Marco, if you guys ever have any questions, please let me know. And John, really good to see you as well. So, all right. Well, I think we got Oh, Anthony says, have a great night. 17 likes with 16 watching. Nice. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Yeah. If you liked what we had today, hit the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. Anthony, do you know offhand? I can't remember where I wrote down my appointment, and I'm not sure I put it in. I'm not sure I put it in my calendar. Now I can't remember. What's today? Tuesday? Was it Thursday? Shoot. I know I wrote it down. Oh well. If you could get back to me and let me know. I don't want to miss that. All right, everybody. Well, listen, thanks for coming today. Murat says, thank you, Greg. I actually stayed in the trade because I waited the closing price. Otherwise, it would have hit my stop loss. The last hour, it gained ground and I stayed. Well, good. I'm glad I could help out with that bit of advice. Thursday, 8:30. Thank you. Or 6:30 my time. That's not like me. All right. So yes, Murat, I'm really glad that helped. That is why I like to wait till the end of the day. I feel like that end of the day price is the most valid. So, and I'm glad that worked out for you. That was August 15th. Okay. All right. Johnny said, I had a great overnight trade on MDRI last week for 70%. Really? Oh, MDR. MDR. Oh, okay. It's a $2 stock. Wow. Johnny has some of the biggest trades. Johnny and Murat are the big baller traders. They have some big moves. Wow. What did you do, Johnny? Did you buy that big dip? Is that where you got your 70%? Wow. Unbelievable. That's amazing. Oh, it was overnight trade. So you bought it here and it gapped here, most likely, right? From here to here. Fantastic. Way to go. Lucky sometimes. You're lucky a lot. That's good. You got luck in your veins, right? That's awesome. Yeah, that's right. You bought here, gapped up. Unbelievable. Good job, man. Mert said August 15th. Am I missing something? No, I don't think so. I'm not sure what August 15th means, Murat. Max says, let me brag too. LOL. I got HDB for mean reversion and it had 2 huge gaps. Whoa. Nice going, Max. Wow. Nice going. Where did you buy HDB, Max? Johnny says, fun to brag, but still down 3% today. Yeah. Murat says, since July 4th, I only did 1 trade. Bought Zynga. I am not trading too often. I like to see big moves over time. Yeah, I know you do. Oh, let's look at Zynga. We haven't looked at that. Okay, down a little bit. I think you bought it right here. Yeah, Murat, I'm pretty sure bought it right here, about 575, somewhere in this range. Johnny says, I got 5.5% out of Zynga. Thanks for the heads up on it. Oh yeah, Murat brought that to your attention. Nice. Good job, guys. Well, I'm glad to see everybody's, helping each other out with some potential trades. Man, my trades seem pretty paltry, right? 2%, 3%. I haven't had a 50% trade in a long time, but it's a different approach. August 15th, it dipped. It would have hit my stop, but closing price was above. Oh, okay. That was the stop day. That was the stop day, but it closed above. Great. Great. Well, we've got some good traders in here making some good trades. So, well, it'll be very interesting tomorrow to see if we get some follow through on this, what the news headlines are going to be. But, always remember, everybody, position size correctly, respect the market, get out quickly if it goes against you. If it moves your way, have the guts to stay with it until it's not moving your way anymore. Max, right? We don't want to just let it go forever. We have to have the plan with it at all points. Work on your trading psychology. Remember that it's a skill. It's just like an indicator, right? You need to follow it. But I can't say this enough, everybody, but your emotions in trading brings out the worst of you in your emotions, and you have to have self-control over it, right? You have to do things that you don't want to do, and you have to not do things that you do want to do. That's the key with trading. And so it all comes down to emotions. So please work on that. When you get done trading, take some time, think about your trading. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? How can I do better? But, this is a game of constant improvement. And the nice thing is you improve yourself with trading and improve yourself with the rest of your life as well. Max says, define risk and basically play for not stating at the same price. Define risk. Yeah, that's right. Define your risk, put on your trade. It's going to win or it's not. That's what it comes down to. So, all right, everybody. Well, listen, thank you for coming by. I do appreciate it. I really do appreciate you spending your time here, investing your time, and I hope it's paying a dividend in one way or the other. Go out and do something nice for somebody today. The world needs more of that, and we shall hopefully see everybody back here tomorrow during the last hour of the market, and have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody. Bye now. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.